Nigga said all these school shootings. Where the fuck the ROTC be at? Yo.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded. I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down. I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded. I fear nobody. I walk like a champion.
What's up, everybody? This is the Saratobi Sports Podcast, episode 111, coming to you live from Long Island, Baldwin, Long Island, to be more specific, at Regrown Recordings Studio.
You better get Pop Smoke. Here
in the U.S. of A. What's the zip code here, Matt?
Can you stop?
115. Matt has a business he has to advertise.
I'm about to say, come on, man. I'm just trying to help somebody that's helping us.
All right.
This is crazy.
Next week when we have a fourth person in here, nobody know who he is. All right.
We got the GPS coordinates too.
There you go. Oh, hey, man, look. If you've hit the MAGA flag, you've gone too far. Oh boy! But as always, this is great. See, that's how you bring in a show. Damn it! To my right, a man that needs some introduction. He's currently wearing a red Rugrats hoodie with blonde hair, a beard that flows like a majestic mane. I'm talking about Dijon Mustard. John Mutu, everybody.
Hey guys, how's it going? Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the performance tonight.
All right. And to my other right, a man that's not as soft-spoken, not wearing a red Rugrats hat, but instead, he walks with a cane, not because he needs to, but because he has to. Actually, did I get that wrong?
You did.
I did.
You messed up your own trope.
I did. It's okay. But you know why? It's okay? Because it's my trope. Anyway, the deacon of Demon Time, Mr. Worldwide West.
It's the way you're, like, holding this whiskey like it's in a glass.
Yep.
With like a stone in it.
Yep.
And just out here when like it's not in
stone.
this. Yeah, like a whiskey stone.
I know what you're talking about.
Like it's not in this fucking plastic cup. Shout out to Stone. Never forget.
It's a Stone.
Yeah, motherfucking named Stone who played on the Harvard football team.
Jesus fucking
He was
Christ.
built like that door.
What's up, everybody?
Kind of going against the whole soft-spoken intro I just said. But okay, whatever. And to my far right,
How soft-spoken are we going?
a man that also needs no introduction because I already introduced him technically earlier. But the gabagool himself, Greg Postovich, Matt Barba.
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning indeed, even though we are recording this at nighttime.
We're not the Waynes.
But you know what? This is a good day. I enjoy coming here. I enjoy drinking the brews with the boys, even though, we're actually drinking a whole bunch of, we're drinking 3 different things. I'm drinking a Blue Moon. John's out here with the Canada Dry. Miles has his drink in his cup. You know, you're drinking something dark. You know, as John mentioned earlier, he was holding the glass a weird way. I swear Miles thinks he's a 1950s LA noir detective. You know,
Miles Kirko Bang Bros.
Wow.
Did you say what?
Kirko Bang Bros.
Oh, that's wild. That's a bar, though.
I like that.
Oh, my goodness. You like that?
I do.
Oh, boy.
You like that?
We'll get to him later.
Famous Kirks.
We'll get to him later because he was wilding. He was wilding on the sideline this week.
Named Kirk.
Oh, boy. But you know what? We start off with the baloncestos, the basketballs, if you are not fluent in Spanish. We're currently watching basketball right now. Mavericks preseason, even though I don't know why. But yeah, big headlines this week, mostly affecting me.
Mostly.
If you haven't heard already, the Kyrie Irving is not going to be playing basketball this season. Well, at least until further notice, until he gets vaxxed. But it doesn't look like he is. And yeah, so this is what we're going to talk about today. So yeah.
That was a really quick turnaround.
Yeah.
And how fast the headlines went, not the whole process, but from
It is
how
what it is.
quickly it went to KD and Harden meeting with upper management to discuss Kyrie. After it was like he straight up can't play, to if he can't practice and be with us for everything, he's just not going to be with us at all. 2, he's the Nets are not looking to sign him for an extension.
Yeah, I saw that headline too.
Yeah, that was pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I mean, at this point, it's hard to say it wasn't expected. Like, if you're the Nets in this situation, I mean, what, you just hope things change? Like, it doesn't look like COVID's going to end anytime soon. So it's either you hope that it's a government mandated vaccine, or he just decides to come around. Like, one thing Kyrie's not going to do is
Budge.
yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, honestly, I honestly doubt there's going to be any like government involvement with
Agreed.
any vaccine related thing. You already see how divided America is on that whole topic, but we're not really here to discuss that. It's more or less like it's just always something with the Nets. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, they was trying to pursue a championship last year. Obviously, they were all healthy. They couldn't all stay on the court at the same time, and it just seemed like the stars just didn't align in that regard. And now it's like
the East is open again.
And now, yeah, basically. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily stay open. I still think that the Nets have to be the favorite with Harden and KD, but at the same time,
but
with Kyrie, they were unstoppable. And Kyrie not being a part of the team, it just makes it so like, all right, no extension. Like they're not looking to re-sign him. Him not being there, he's an integral part, regardless of what you say about the man. You know, he can hoop. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if it's a religious thing. I guess it is a religious thing, but.
So I've the point that I'm bringing up is Jamel Hill was talking about this the other day when Andrew Wiggins was over here bitching and moaning about how I got bullied into taking the vaccine. No, you wanted to play basketball and get a check, so that's why you had to take the vaccine. But she was talking about how he was saying he wants to do natural stuff and stuff like that. Now, Kyrie hasn't been, I don't think he's been noticing stuff like that. But it's one of those things where it's like, you say that, but, and this is the point Jamel Hill made, if he tweaks his knee and needs to go get a cortisone shot in the back, he's not going to be in the back like, what is it that you're injecting into my knee that's going to make it feel better so I can play? And the reason why he was said of being worried about the vaccine was from a negative reaction to Tylenol. So, again, if it's religious reasons, cool. Y'all know how I feel about that anyway with the Hasidic Jews and their vaccine stuff.
Yeah.
But as we discussed before with the activism stuff and when Kyrie needed to take mental health days and all this stuff like that, he's said before he's comfortable walking away from basketball. And he is a great player, and it's one of those things that, like, I personally feel like in team sports, and one of my clients brought it up as well. He's like, you're playing golf, you're playing tennis, do whatever you want. But if, like, this is a team sport, and now you're putting yourself in a situation where you're either not playing home games or you're going to wait for something else to happen, like either the NBA mandates something or something like that, which isn't going to happen either. And then you're messing up your team's chemistry. Now you're messing up rotations. You're doing all these things for people who have been busting their ass all season. And it's a shame because he is such a good player.
Right.
But you're at the point where it's like, do you? And that's the thing. He has a resume that if he walked away, no one's going to question that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like end of the day, we all know that the man can hoop. It's just like everybody is
arguably the greatest ball handler of all time.
Yep. That's
like has his ring. You know, it is what it is.
Honestly, I mean, I hope this is not the last time that we see Kyrie Irving in a Nets uniform. Really, because I just noticed this nigga
Nets uniform.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just because super team.
Well, right, but at the same time, it's just like I know how good this man has been throughout his career, and I think he receives a lot of slander for a lot of different shit. And the vaccine, fine, whatever y'all feel about it is how y'all feel about it. But I just don't think, and this is just my thoughts on the vaccine in general. Like when it comes to y'all bread, like why, like oh my goodness, there's so many people in the world that would just take advantage of this opportunity that y'all have to play in this league that is like probably the most competitive to even get into. And it's I just can't really rationalize it. But it's not for me to rationalize because it's how Kyrie feels, and you know what? He's entitled to feeling how he does. Mm-hmm. You know, and I couldn't imagine really how Nets fans feel about it, you know, especially because it seems like since Kyrie has put on a Nets uniform, don't worry, I'm about to tag you in, bro. I'm literally about to tag you in. You know, since Kyrie's put on a Nets uniform, you know, it just seems like there's always been some form of controversy around him, whether it's from the media, whether it's from himself. Like, I don't know.
Controversy or not playing.
Well,
It's everything else but his performance on the court that's
Aye.
getting talked about.
Yep. And then that's kind of that, because this would have been his third season as a Net, and yeah, I don't know. JT, what are your thoughts?
All right. Strap in, boys. As the resident Net fan of the pod, I've had to deal with this, for the past few weeks. So let's break it down from the beginning.
Up by 70. That's crazy. I'm sorry, but just
You're not
70
sorry. It's
70
okay.
is ridiculous.
It's okay. I mean, it's preseason, John.
Still 70.
No, it's preseason.
70.
It's preseason.
When has that ever happened?
Niggas don't care. I'm pretty sure we can find a time in
the past 10 years
in NBA history. Why's it got to be 10 years? It happens before.
Motherfuckers wasn't even scoring that much before anyway. Like, come on. All right, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'll
boy.
move the mic away from me.
Oh boy. But anyways, yeah, the Kyrie situation, it's an interesting one, and it's definitely divided. I think a lot of a lot of fans, like within the fan base, especially on Twitter. I pride myself in being as impartial as I can with a lot of things. We have a lot of reactionary fans. We have a lot of fans that are pro Kyrie, and it's hard to, before all this, before the things of the past 3 or 4 days happened, it was more of a case of, all right, how do you be pro Kyrie and pro vax, right? It's like that's that struggle, right? I always thought, personally, I thought, all right, just get vaxxed. You know what I'm saying? But this is where Kyrie messed up, right? And I don't know if you guys read the Shams article that dropped this week, kind of explaining or giving more insight on the situation, right? According to the article, right, Kyrie is not anti-vax, which, if that is true, it's a little bit more comforting, But at the same time, in the article, it also said he has no plans of getting vaxxed and that he wants to be a voice for the voiceless. So here's the thing, right? Kyrie Irving, as you know, I've defended him on this podcast for things that he has been unjustly criticized for. He's a great humanitarian. He is a phenomenal basketball player. He does so many good things, not only for the community, for the WNBA, et cetera, et cetera.
A philanthropist.
A philanthropist, if you will. That being said, you can also criticize people that do good. Like, just because somebody does 1,200 good things doesn't mean that you can't criticize them for the one thing that they do wrong, And in this situation, I think Kyrie is wrong for this. On media day, he said he wasn't there because he wasn't vaxxed, right, at Barclays Center. And on the Zoom call, he said, respect my privacy, blah, blah, blah. And then on his Instagram Live, he said everything will come out in due time, right? Okay, cool. Why is it that if you're saying everything will come out in due time and you want to, don't want to bring drama and all this other stuff, right? If you want to be a voice for the voiceless, as the Shams article said, why have you not said anything since media day publicly, right? Because in the article it says Kyrie is sitting out because he is supporting the people that have lost jobs or can't go to work because they're being forced to take the vaccine. Which is like, all right, fine. If that's the case, that should come from Kyrie Irving's mouth, not him leaking it to Shams to have it sent through an article in The Athletic, right? That message needs to come from you, because we see time and time again the message always gets mixed up. The narrative gets messed up when it's not said specifically from the horse's mouth, right? So that's where it is. So Kyrie is choosing to be a martyr for this, which is, like I said, it's fine. If his personal choice, he doesn't want to get vaxxed, fine, whatever. These are the consequences to those actions, right? If you want to be a martyr, fine. But he should have said that from the beginning, that if this was the case, instead of having this drag on from Media Day, which was almost 2.5 weeks ago, right, up until now. If that was the case, you want to be a martyr, then you should have done that. So then everybody would have known what your prerogative was, and nobody would be questioning every single day, is Kyrie going to get vaxxed? Is he going to be playing home games? Is he only going to be playing away games? And putting your teammates in an awful situation, right? That's really what it comes down to. So as a Nets fan, it's upsetting what happened, like this Kyrie situation. But also at the same time, you have to look at the positives, that the Nets are still a finals contending team. I don't know why this whole doom and gloom situation is upon people. Like, oh, the Nets this and Nets that. I'm like, well, they still have arguably the best duo in the NBA in Kevin Durant and James Harden, when healthy. Their roster is significantly better than it was last season with the additions of Paul Millsap and Patty Mills. You get LaMarcus Aldridge back. You get DeAndre Bembry, who's a very, very good perimeter defender. You get Javon Carter, who's a very good defender, right? You got an absolute bucket in Cam Thomas, right? So the team is going to be all right, In terms of Kyrie Irving, it's hard because, you support the guy. He's a great basketball player, great philanthropist. But he fucked up in this situation. And it's fair to say that. He fucked up because all he had to do was say what he wanted, right? Say exactly where his stance was and what he is. Because as we know, like back when the bubble was happening, he said he has no problem stepping away, right? Which is cool. If you have no problem, then say that. Don't leave everybody in the dark. And that's where Kyrie Irving messed up. Do I hate him for that? No. It's annoying. But I'm not going to be like, oh my God, it's like he's a terrible person, blah, 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 blah. Like, it is what it is. The Nets handled this. I don't think the Nets could have handled this any better, to be honest. Management stepped in. They shielded the players from all these questions and things like that. So
the players had to have been involved, though, in terms of, like, management decisions.
To an extent.
Like, because
I think just talking to Harden and
because
KD,
Harden was
that's pretty much
Harden and KD were
Right.
taught. Management talked to them.
Yeah.
Like they talked to them, but the decision did not come with Kevin Durant and James Harden.
Of course not.
It
but
was come from Sean Marks and Joe Tsai.
Right, of
So,
course.
yeah.
But I'm saying, like, they definitely had to be in those conversations.
Oh yeah, no, there was
like if they went into the locker room and was like, y'all want him back? If the motherfucker said yes, they weren't gonna be like, all right, we're gonna move on.
But I think it's one of those things where, like, I think it was the right thing for the Nets to put their foot down, draw the line in the sand, and say, yo, if you're not gonna, selfishly, I would love to have, even if Kyrie can't play at home, right? Selfishly, 41 games of Kyrie is better than 0 games of Kyrie, right? But I respect the Nets for putting the line in the sand. It's like, we don't want a part-time player, we want somebody that's going to be here for the long haul, and if you're healthy and capable, do it. Now, in the grand scheme of things, the only reason why this is a problem is obviously because of the New York City mandate. If the Nets still played in Jersey, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Nobody would give a shit. Because we know
Jay-Z.
Exactly, right? Like, we know that the 96% of the league is vaxxed right now, which means 4%. We already know exactly one person who was not anti-vax, but isn't vaxxed, which is Bradley Beal. Right. But Bradley Beal has no problems playing because
he's in Washington.
It's a shame because I was still on board on the Mavs trading for him, and now I'm like, let's not.
So it is what it is. It's not like if the Nets didn't play in Brooklyn, this would be a non-story. But because they do, and it is, hey. So it is it's a selfish move in the fact that I don't want to use the word selfish, but it's a selfish move in the fact that if he was going to stand for a cause, right, he should have let his teammates know, his organization know beforehand so that nobody's left in the dark about it. Nobody's answering questions like, hey, guys, I feel really strongly about this. I'm going to sit out, and I'm going to do this, this, and this, in my spare time to help, give a voice to the voiceless, as he said. And I think that'd go a lot further than him basically going 0 dark 30 on everything for the past 2 weeks.
It's one of those things where it's like, if you say, like, especially Kyrie, it's like, dude, you say everything with your chest, and now this is the one thing you don't want to say with your chest.
Bingo.
That affects your teammates.
Well,
Bingo.
More or less, I mean, he's a dude that, and he's even said and been on the record saying, I want my privacy to be respected. And I mean, like, all right, like, we've been on the record saying, like, all right, like, nigga, like, we're going to know if you're not vaccinated. Hence,
And we knew that
Right.
when that first preseason game against the Bucks, all right, Kyrie Irving is not vaxxed. Then the question became, is he going to be there for the home opener against the Hornets? But it's still leaving the question in the air, which is a real annoying part. So, it's like I said, respect the privacy, everything like that. But if this is not the hill I expected Kyrie Irving to die on, right? Like if you would have asked me, like, all right, if Kyrie Irving's going to sit out a year of basketball, retire from basketball for a cause, I think, something to do with Native Americans, something to do with Black Lives Matter, something to do with police brutality, systematic racism, something, right? Vaccinations is at the absolute last thing I'd have thought Kyrie Irving would die on the hill for, especially considering if it is true that he's especially considering if he is pro-vaccine, to also do this, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Another point Jamal made was like, for him to say, like, you're going to give voice to a voiceless if he's talking about his own communities, COVID ripped through the Native American and Black communities.
Yep.
So it's one of those things where it's like, who is the voiceless you're talking about? Because last I checked, anti-vax people are pretty fucking loud. So
And
if you're gonna say this again, we've been especially on this podcast, we have been behind basically all of Kyrie's activism.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything that Kyrie did outside of basketball up until this point that we were like, nah, like we're not with it. We were behind that. We're behind him talking about this mental health shit, both after Kobe and then after everything that went on with George Floyd and everything like that. We've been here. So now for, like you said, for this to be the thing, and then also because we don't know any details, it talk about, like, he can say he doesn't care about his legacy all he wants. That's fine. But it's like, if you're just someone who enjoys basketball, you're sitting here like, all right, now we're taking you away from someone who contributed a lot to the game and still can and also do so much more. But it's like, what is the play here?
that's like that, and that's honestly what it is, right? So
Who is the voiceless?
and you know what happens? The worst thing that happens in a situation like this, when he doesn't get in front of the narrative and he doesn't say it with himself, and he's saying it's going to be a voice for the voiceless. Look who latches on to you as an ally, right? You're seeing Ted Cruz tweet in support of Kyrie. Donald Trump Jr. tweeting in support of him, right? You have all these Republican, right-wing, and all these people that are so anti what Kyrie has been about for the past few years, and now they're piggybacking off of him and using him as a tool to further an agenda. And there's no way you can tell me Kyrie does not, see that as a negative thing. So that's what's the real confusing thing is. You're seeing, if you want to be a voice for the voiceless, fine, but look the audience, and look who the characters you're playing into when you're talking about the voiceless. Because I don't know, there's a lot of them anti-vax people, and the people that are opposed to getting the vaccines to go to work seem to have a pretty big voice.
That's
Sure.
what I'm
I
saying,
mean,
right?
we know how it is, especially with speaking with the media and shit. And honestly, Kyrie got to do a better job, and since he's been in New York, and I don't know if it's because of the whole New York media thing, and I don't know what exactly it is, but it just seems as if since he's gotten here, he just don't know how to speak to the media, and the media is maybe because he's getting so much media coverage now. Like it's been tough. It's been tough on him.
But you would think he kind of, would be kind of used to it because, right, he starts his career, right, not a lot of media coverage. Then LeBron comes there, right? So wherever LeBron is, that's where all the media coverage is going to be all the time, right? So you get used to that. Then he goes to Boston. Boston's a pretty big size media, market,
I would
right?
say so.
I think it's what, top 5 at least in terms of sports markets.
I would say so.
So
Yeah.
it's
'Cause
not,
they win. Yeah.
it's not like he's been in like OKC.
New York, Philly, LA,
Yeah.
Boston.
You have
well,
Chicago up there,
Chicago.
Miami.
Yeah.
It's not like he's been in, Indiana or OKC his entire career and randomly came here. He's been in the spotlight before.
And
I
he
think
grew up in Jersey, so it
Yeah.
gives you a little bit of a.
I think it's the case of he's never shied away from speaking with his chest on things he cares about. So why is this?
Who cares that much about it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why is this the thing that you're suddenly quiet about, but you're also taking time away from the game to do? It just doesn't make any sense. But like I said, don't hate the guy. It is what it is. You can't cry over spilled milk.
This is more than spilled milk, though.
Look.
I think this is more than spilled
I
milk,
think it's.
yeah.
I think it's more
Look,
than spilled milk.
I mean, I'm
Not just for
talking
the
about
favorites,
it.
but you got to think like, and my thing is, not only is you're doing it from a basketball perspective, like I said, the East is more open with Kyrie not playing than it is with him playing, and the other thing is that like that team aspect. Like I'm sure there was a lot of people who signed going, we have KD, Kyrie, and Harden, sign me up for a ring. I'm going to bust my ass to make sure I get this ring. It should be relatively easy or easier than if I was somewhere else. So now you get all these people who's out here like, this wasn't really what I signed up for.
Who's all these people? I mean,
And generally, you got to think like, even though you have KD and Harden, again, it's people who have not been fucking healthy. So now you're doing 2 people that haven't been healthy. 3 people, it's like, all right, what are the chances all 3 of them are going to be hurt at one time? But 2 people, it makes it a little more to be like, all right, this will end up like the Rockets Harden's last year.
Yeah, nah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I feel like this whole Kyrie shit is just so ass to me. Like everything about it just doesn't sit well. I mean, I get it. Like he did what he did for his own personal reasons, but at the same time, it's like you put it perfectly. Like,
he handled this poorly.
The thing about Kyrie is that he has the chance when you have that platform and when you're that big of a superstar, you have the chance to control the narrative about what is said about you.
Yep.
And I think that with everything that has happened since he's came to New York, he's just lacked severely in terms of getting in front of anything, which is why the media is on his ass about everything.
And it's very simple for him to do it. Like that's like he doesn't even have to be a long-winded anything. He could post a statement and just say, "Hey, I'm doing this, this, and this," and that's fine, right? Because at least
gonna respect it or they not. Like it is
exactly.
what it is.
But at least it's coming from you, not from the words of a reporter.
Yeah,
and that's the thing.
Because who even knows? Like, all right, whatever. That the whole Shams report came out. I don't even know to what extent. Like, how am I supposed to believe that?
And then you cross-reference that with the whole Matt Sullivan thing piece from a few weeks ago, where his aunt was on the record saying some things. Was the president of his like foundation. So it's like, all right, well, who do we believe in? Because that article was saying Kyrie was talking about some like crazy anti-vax devil stuff, right? So that's the real problem in this is that you don't get out in front of the narrative. So then the story takes on a mind of its own,
right.
And now. The train is up for station. Now we're in the situation.
It just doesn't make sense. Because why are you gonna report anything to Shams? Shams gonna tell us. Shams gonna tell us before he tell anybody else.
But that's the thing. Why are you leaking in general? If this is your stance, you say that. Don't have it leaked through the media. All right? Don't do that. This is your chance to get it on the record. This is what you're doing, and you're sticking to it. Fine. But now you still have people wondering, all right, well, how much truth is there to this, right? So I will say, though, and from a Nets fan perspective, I've talked to other Nets fans about this. Look, this is the best roster this team has ever had in its team history, right? Like, that's why, when I say I'm not crying over spilled milk, it's because Kyrie with the Nets, yes, the Nets are clear-cut favorites for the title, but with KD and Harden, you're still a championship caliber roster. I understand the injury history between both of them. I get it, but at the end of the day, you can only control what you can control as a fan, which is absolutely nothing. And so instead of crying over the fact that Kyrie isn't here, I'll just focus on the fact that look, you still have two of arguably the greatest basketball players of our generation, coupled with a tremendous. Tremendous
support.
Exactly. You got Patty Mills, Paul Millsap, LaMarcus Aldridge. You got Cam Thomas, Bembry, Javon Carter.
Blake Griffin not still there?
Blake Griffin is still there too, and Nick Claxton. All right, so there's a lot. Joe Harris, Joey Buckets.
You still got Brown.
So of course, the 6'4" center god himself.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's the Kyrie situation aside. Nets fans shouldn't be panicking. I mean, these niggas are gonna, even if they load manage, the roster's still good enough to get to at least 50 wins. So. It is what it is. And that's that. Kyrie's a good guy, but this time he fucked up. It is. Yeah. And it's not, and we're not, and I don't think we should turn our backs on Kyrie either. He just, it's one of those things where you tell your boy, yo, dog, you fucked up. and you keep it moving.
Yeah. And it's funny that you say it, he's somebody that you shouldn't turn your back on because there are people that we should be turning our backs on. Yeah.
Who might those people be?
Man. Oof. So, oof. Now,
Jonathan Gruden.
Yeah.
Can I also just really quick before you get into this?
Ex-Raiders coach John Gruden.
Do you know
ex-Buccaneers Ring of Honor?
You know who needs to send Kyrie Irving a thank you note?
Who?
John Gruden.
Absolutely.
Because John Gruden slid so far under the radar because of the Kyrie Irving news.
It's like even like you listening to a lot, like because obviously for those that's not from New York that's listening, we live in New York, so we get to see like all of the bullshit that goes down. The lead story on Friday, not Friday, a couple days ago, it wasn't John Gruden on anywhere.
The lead story on Tuesday morning was not John Gruden.
It was Kyrie Irving everywhere. Michael K, Carton and Roberts, Moose and Maggie, everybody.
Sounds racist a little bit, but okay.
I mean, whatever.
A little bit.
Racist like John Gruden?
Yes, racist like John Gruden. Hey, look. I'm just saying. Just saying. Why is it that the most popular sport in America, which is football, and arguably the most popular head coach in football, John Gruden, slides under the radar after being fired because he was saying not only racist things, but homophobic and misogynistic things as well?
Well, hold on.
I really fuck with that man. Anyway, I'm not gonna hold you.
Well, hold on.
You wasn't a Gruden grinder?
I was not a Gruden grinder.
Well, hold on. He didn't really get fired for saying racist.
No, he got fired after the misogynistic. And the homophobic stuff.
Yes. So remember
a day later.
So remember before what I was saying? Dave Chappelle made some points. He made some points.
I also feel like before the rest came out, because the rest came out after the game.
It came out during the game.
Yeah, during
It
the.
came out during Monday Night Football, like right before halftime, bro.
The Raiders game. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
So he lost the locker room before the rest.
Because the
came
initial
out.
emails did come out before the Sunday
Yeah.
game.
And
Yes.
how did the Raiders play? Motherfuckers ruined my parlay. That's how they played. So he lost the locker room before the rest came out. So I think it would have been a matter of time regardless. It's the same shit where it's like, remember how we were like, Drew Brees lost that motherfucking locker room? Now imagine it's your coach saying worse, more direct things. So my thing is, regardless, he lost the motherfucker.
But did you see this the switch up? Right, I see what you're saying, John. I think in time he probably would have been, but I think the process was
it expedited.
This process was definitely expedited because look how even like Stephen A. responded from what was it that Monday to the Tuesday, right? The Monday he was like, "Oh well, I don't think John Gruden should be fired because this was all said back when he wasn't the Raiders coach." But Tuesday morning, it's. Oh yeah, John Gruden's never going to work here again. It's like, what changed?
What
The only thing that changed was the fact that new emails came out, and it was because of this.
Do you guys feel like if Carl Nassib wasn't on that team, it would have been as bad?
No,
I
like
think
would've been
it
equally as
played
bad.
a role, definitely.
I don't think. I don't think Carl Nassib being on the team played a role. I mean, I think you talk about profile and who's high profile. You think like John Gruden is. Carl Nassib is a great player, but I don't think that's what really had to do with it. He called Goodell a F word, bro.
I don't know. Everyone does that.
Like,
I mean,
does that.
you said what?
Everyone does it.
I mean, yeah, everybody
Motherfuckers
does
does
that,
it.
but on the record though,
You can't fire a coach for calling the commissioner a name.
well, you use the slur.
Who says he can't? Who says he can't?
I'm about to say,
He
what,
the
what,
commissioner.
what just
You're right,
happened?
you're right, my
All right,
fault,
so-
not
so
a
what-
name.
how about this?
In my head, when you said F word, I was thinking fuck, and I was like,
No, the
John.
6-letter
The
one,
sixth
John.
one, there you go. Yes, yeah.
Nah, hey, so maybe it was what do you call it? Maybe it was Goodell. Maybe he was like, hey, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. Get this nigga out of here.
facts. If it was a player, he would have called it a dick. He would have been like,
Bro.
whatever.
But no, but I think also this is why I will say Carl Nassib played not as big of a role, obviously, but I think it's a small role, right? Because of how it was paraded around the NFL when he first came out, right? And how
He was a role player.
it was a great big deal, and like, all right, he's a guy that he's not an end of the bench guy. He plays for them, the champion of his community and things like that for the Raiders. Now the Raiders are the progressive team, right? They're the progressive team that has a member of the LGBTQ plus community on their team. Right. Now, when something like this comes out, where you have racist and homophobic things, you keeping him on is such a hypocritical, stance. Whereas, like, just 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were praising the fact that you guys have a, openly gay player on your team, and now you're still retaining a guy that has, really, really bad homophobic comments. It's, optics wise, it looks horrible. And I think that played a role. Would it play a huge role? No, but I think it did. The optics of the situation did play a little bit of a role.
Honestly,
Sorry, real quick. Is this fucking Mercury team basically the Lakers?
yeah, because you see they got Tarossi, they got
Griner and Diggins?
Yeah,
Like, bro.
basically, yeah, they're stacked, and it's just Candace Parker on the other team. I think
Yeah.
didn't they win game 1 or
They did. And that's what I'm saying. These motherfuckers is hooping. Like, they just showed the highlights, and yeah, they did win game 1, and it's this little point guard, Vandersloot.
No, Vandersloot,
Yeah.
Vandersloot the truth.
Yeah.
Damn, they got Vandersloot too. I didn't even know that.
They were like, he was the first one in the finals to have 10 plus assists and no turnovers.
Bro, nah, she
That's what they was talking about.
Diana the OG truth though. Like
of course.
she's tough. She's tough.
Yeah, young goat.
Nah, bro.
It's actually gonna be Candace Parker once they win this finals. But that's aside
Yeah,
the point.
her getting that's like the last thing she needed on her
Yeah,
resume.
and she's about to get it for her hometown, which is just about as
super tough.
very crazy.
But you can't count them out because they're the fucking Lakers and have Diana Taurasi.
Yeah, indeed.
We should have a time machine to go back in time, bring Cheryl Miller and Doris Burke into
Doris didn't
W-
play professionally though, right? She just played in college.
just played in college. Same with Cheryl because there was no WNBA.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's
I didn't know
The
that.
league started in the 90s, and they were already out of college by then.
So did they? Wow, I didn't know that.
I feel like Cheryl could have played though.
God, Cheryl's older than Reggie, and Reggie was already in the league at that point, right? And yeah, because Reggie got in the league in what, the
old
80s,
is
right?
Cheryl?
End of the 80s.
She's 57.
She could have played.
The league is 20.
Wow,
The league is like 20. Yeah, the league is 25 years old.
that's crazy.
So she would've
literally-
been-
She literally became a coaching assistant right after she graduated from US. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, she'd have been in her 30s. I mean, she probably could have, but she'd have been in her 30s.
Yeah.
Wow, didn't know that.
But
Wow,
yeah,
that's a nice little tangent. Anyhow,
getting back to the grinder.
yeah, man. I don't know.
Which-
There's a lot of interesting shit in this, and I think that ESPN got to be held accountable too, because mind you,
yeah.
first and foremost, the whole crazy thing about this whole report is that this was originally going into the Washington football team,
Yeah.
and like that, it was a report of them and into the owner Dan Snyder about sexual harassment.
And that's
sexual,
why they were going through the emails.
that's why they were going through the emails. All right, cool. So then they're going through emails from back in the day. Gruden ended up being collateral damage in it, which is crazy because there's definitely more to this report about. Has to be about other owners, other people that are probably involved in personnel decisions in the NFL right now, and obviously Dan Snyder, who is probably one of the most controversial owners in the NFL right now.
Probably the most hated owner in the NFL.
Yeah, I would go as far as saying that too. So what the fuck? What the actual fuck is going on?
Pat McAfee brought that up because I didn't know either, and like I was wondering as to why they were going through these as well. But they were talking about where it's like the amount of other people that are going to go down, and they're like, depending on what it is, Gruden might have like a case for everything getting leaked because it was like I wasn't supposed to be a part of this anyway. But then now it's just once one person's out in the open, there's a lot of people who in the next month or so might be going down with them. So it's wild, but it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be another situation where as people, that's why I don't know how you guys felt when they came out, but like never really fuck with John Gruden anyway. And I think it was funny, Keyshawn's comments immediately after, like the shit you sent. I was like, I told y'all motherfuckers, like shit like that. But like I definitely would like to hear from more former Gruden players. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I'm curious as to who you guys are not gonna be surprised about if it comes out.
Well, who I'm not gonna be surprised about.
Yeah.
The obvious choice is Jerry Jones. I'm just waiting on that. I'm just waiting on. You know what I'm saying? Because we already know what it is. But you know, Jerry got too much money.
Yeah, that
so,
Michael Sam email sitting in there.
Yeah, something up in there. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised of Jerry for sure. What's it called? But even like on ESPN, like Keyshawn Johnson was saying, and it's like, of course, you know, you got the one nigga that's like, yo, I try to tell y'all, like, you know, he had problems with.
That's kind of what Keyshawn has to do at this point. That's his job.
Right, exactly. You know, he said
Make
I've been
headlines.
trying to tell. No, the video was hilarious though, because
I was not expecting him to come out with that energy off of it.
yeah, he wasn't. He's like, yo, he's been a bad guy. I've been trying to tell y'all this. But I mean, honestly, like, he's something. He's for sure something. But honestly, this Gruden shit was just crazy because I don't know if y'all know. I don't know if y'all know what he said. I don't know if y'all know what he said about DeMaurice Smith. That's the NFL.
I
player.
read it and I forgot it. It was something about his lips, but I forgot the words.
See, exactly.
Yeah,
this is like,
he was wild for that.
This is like, all right, cool. Like, yes, something about his lips. He made a racial comment
Yeah,
about
I
his
think
lips.
the lips thing isn't as bad as that.
Right.
The other stuff.
It's
so.
not all right, but once again, like this is really my whole point. What I'm saying is that it's okay, or not necessarily okay, but it's controversial to say things when you're referring to black people about them. But when you're saying other words about other communities, I'm not playing Struggle Olympics, but this is just facts.
I don't know. I feel like if you said the N-word, you would have been fired too.
Maybe. I don't know, but
Wait, which N-word?
What do you mean maybe?
maybe.
If the email of Gruden came in the N-word, he absolutely would have been fired. You think
If he just went straight hard, nigger,
or if he said N-word
just right on the
lips,
table. All right, if he said N-word lips, not. If he's not
even
fired,
if he
nah.
just said N-word, I think he would have been fired before
The
anything else came out. Are you
goddamn
kidding me?
NFL is a suspect if he's not fired.
You're comparing him doing what are we gonna call it? A euphemism for his lips to the F word?
It wasn't just a euphemism for his lips, though. Like I'm
It's,
saying,
no,
like,
don't
it's
get me wrong, it's still bad, but like if
all
he
right,
said the
mind
N-word,
you, this
he
is
said the N-word,
actually
I think
crazy.
he
I'm
would
about
be
to say.
fired.
I thought that shit was funny that he said that shit. It was not. It's
What,
not
the lips thing?
The lips thing. I didn't think that it was like.
Yo, Ruckus, calm down over
Yo,
there.
chill. Nah,
no,
like
you chill.
Nah, right. I know I'm bugging.
Yeah, you
but,
wilding right
yeah,
now.
no. But honestly, like it was just funny because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why would somebody go like fix their mouth to say some shit like this? But at the same time, like
Twitter fingers.
I don't know.
Gmail fingers.
Gmail.
Gmail
right.
fingers.
AOL
And why are you
dot-
emailing this shit? I mean, I get it. It's 10 years ago, but
Again,
Yeah, that's the thing. Because 10 years
why
ago, we
do-
still had text
Why
message.
everyone get caught up on emails? That's what it is. People always keep getting caught on emails. They're a
their work
conspiracy, a
email.
scam.
Their work
Like,
emails.
bro, what are y'all doing?
Use your personal
He
joint.
did that with the email signature at the bottom too. That's just crazy. I do think it's kind of ironic that Gruden getting in trouble for homophobic slurs, and then the famous line is Gruden Grindr. Grindr is a very popular
for bottom.
For
bottom.
it's just the app.
No, just the app. Oh, the app.
Yeah, it's gay Tinder.
Gay Tinder.
Yeah, it's gay Tinder.
Yeah.
Did you not know about Grindr?
Nah, I knew about it, but I thought it was
You thought it was another slur?
Thought it was another slang term
I thought it
for
was
bottom.
I thought it was
A catcher, if you will.
catcher. Okay, so I'm learning new shit every day.
And then top would be pitcher. All right.
Oh,
It's alert. We teach people here.
Yeah, I'm saying it's all.
I can't be well versed in terminology within the
I
It's
just thought it was
all
funny that you had
about
to give that
education.
information. I
Oh,
thought it
okay.
was-
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then if you pitch and catch, you're cold verse. Just so you know.
I don't
Thank
know.
you.
You're welcome.
LGBTQIA lessons with JT.
And the more you know.
I don't know. All I know is that he.
Matt, we music.
All I know is he said some wild shit. The wild shit was just like, damn, this nigga said some wild shit. Then he said some wilder shit. They're like, yeah, we got to get this nigga out of here.
But I also think it's wilder because I stand by. If he said the N word, it wouldn't have been a question.
I don't know.
Is
I don't
there
know.
any other coach on record saying the N word that still I kept the job after?
I don't know. Don Imus got fired for saying nappy headed hoes. That's not really a slur.
It's wild.
That's wild, but it's not a slur.
That's pretty rough though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But saying the niggas' lips look like Michelin tires is, to me, it's just as bad. Right, okay, now y'all niggas is laughing. All right, cool.
Wait, Matt, why are you laughing?
I didn't know that's what he said.
But once again.
Oh, no.
And
it's funny to us. It should be funny to us. That shit's hilarious. But not coming from John Gruden.
Right, exactly.
Michelin tires is crazy.
That's why.
That's something I would hear at the lunch table or some shit.
That's what I'm saying, man. We just gotta
That's
keep
something you'd
that.
hear walking past a construction site.
Yo mama's so fat now.
Yeah, it's just crazy, bro. This nigga really.
He wild.
I know it's a lot. Like it's also tough to compare. Like Imus, who's a fucking broadcaster versus John Gruden, who's a whole NFL head coach that got a 10-year contract. But
in
at
a
the same
league that's
time,
like predominantly black.
yeah. But I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just wild that you could kind of say certain. Once again,
Khalil Mack was right.
Jeez.
How many other players were right? Antonio Brown was right.
He knew it. He saw the vision.
He saw the vision like a line between two dots.
It's crazy.
All right. So I guess you want to just hit the rest of the NFL week?
Yeah.
Is there more Gruden stuff to talk about? I mean,
I don't know.
Which sucks because we spent like 20-something minutes, 25 minutes on Kyrie.
we
and
spent
we
an hour on Kyrie.
Well,
JT.
bro, it's weird. I don't know. It's weird because this should be way more polarizing, but for some reason, I don't know.
I feel like
Are we
it's a
just
lot more-
numb?
I
Are we
feel
just
like-
numb to it at
Yes,
this
I
point?
feel like it's a lot more common, honestly.
Yeah, bro.
I just feel like it's so much more common.
People doing racist shit, misogynistic shit,
Homophobic
transphobic,
shit.
homophobic shit. We're just
Vaccine issues are more so
Vaccine
in
is
the
more.
last year.
It is
that's
more current.
It's like why are we so used to it? I feel like we shouldn't be used to it.
We shouldn't.
We
Why are we so used to it? The
we
motherfucking world we live in.
we dead ass are used to this shit. This is crazy, son.
Hate it here.
Yep.
Oh boy,
And this is why we laugh at certain comments.
Let's get into the footballs, like the real footballs, instead of this. I stand on record as saying that Bill Polian was wrong, and Lamar Jackson is a quarterback as long as he produces.
Yes. Let's clap it up for Lamar.
Clapping
Having
up for JT going against Bill
Let's
Polian for the first time on the podcast.
Let's clap it up for
This man-
JT's
this
fantasy
man-
team.
JT was capping hard on Twitter,
When? What'd I do?
talking about never standing with Bill Polian.
I'm just saying, until you get the clips up, it's your win
Man
against
never,
mine.
Never listens to the
Until
fucking
you
podcast.
release the Snyder Cut,
I gotta
John.
get someone to go through the fucking emails.
Yes, go to
what
the
it is?
emails.
Not the Snyder cut.
You go through all the raws.
Exactly. But Lamar, he definitely turned up. John, you have to understand my anger at the time. I was losing by 25 points going into Monday night, which I shouldn't have been losing at all, right? And Lamar was out here, let's be honest, he was selling in the first quarter and a half. He was. So that's where my anger came from. It was not out of a place of true anger for Lamar, just out of a place of anger because I shouldn't have been losing at that point in fantasy. Now that we got that out of the way, and maybe Lamar got an extra helping of, what is it, shrimp linguine he eats? What is it? I heard he eats the shrimp linguinis or some shit
Some
before
sort of
games.
pasta.
Yeah, some sort of pasta. He got an extra helping at halftime. Whatever it was, we got to keep that up. All right? Because my fantasy team definitely appreciates it. But more importantly, This nigga's a beast, man. She crazy. Big trust. LaMaga Jackson, you already know, at the bank, hitting Mark Andrews all day, every day. Duvernay out here on kickoff returns. You know, you got, what's his face? Hollywood Brown out here being Hollywood. John Harbaugh being the better of the Harbaugh brothers. Yeah, you already know.
That's dead as my coach. Like, that's really how I feel whenever I see shit. Like, his fucking speeches and all that stuff. Like, he talk about, like, good relationship with your team, but
That's
like
a player's.
proper
That's
relationship.
a player's fucking.
It's a
coach
player's
right there.
coach
Yeah.
and a X
And
and
an
S
actual
O's
good
coach.
coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
He's-
rare that
he
you
is
get you.
both.
It's rarely. I think what between it's him, Reed,
Arians.
Arians. I think that's
it.
it for solidifying.
Sean McVay.
You know what?
I feel like Sean
yes.
McVay's there.
He does have a good. He does have a good rapport with his team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like him. You know, he's
Pete
young,
Carroll.
he has energy.
Oh, not Pete Carroll. Sorry,
Nah,
sorry.
not Pete Carroll.
Players coach, not X's and O's. Sometimes.
I don't know how much of a players coach he was. The reason why Marshawn left.
You know, Marshawn, he marches to the beat of his own drum. You know, but everybody else seems to, you know, bangs with the Pete Carrolls. But I'll take him. I'll keep him off the list. But yeah, up until then,
Jury's out on Pete.
Yeah.
Jersey on the Pete. That's fine. That's fair. But yeah, you know, there's only like a handful of actually good X's and O's and player coaches, and
Also,
Harbaugh definitely
Harbaugh's the
fits
only one
that.
who's not like above 70.
That's
Talking
true.
about- Earlier, you were talking about Boone being like Doc Rivers. You know who's the Doc Rivers of the NFL? Pete Carroll.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, Pete.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Doc.
Oh,
he-
hold on.
that's
Hold on.
pretty good.
Hold on. Let me just run it through my for
he
a
got
second.
one ring.
One
he made
ring.
it to another finals.
Yes.
Put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then pretty middle of the pack since then.
Had great teams, high expectations, haven't succeeded.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Hey, you might have some there. I will give you the Pete Carrolls of the Aaron Boones, just because of the longevity. and things
Longevity.
like
I
that.
think larger sample size.
Because like Pete, you know,
Yeah, but Aaron Boone can
Not
still hold
Pete.
my nuts.
I was like Aaron Boone. For all we know, like 6 years from now, he might win a championship. I don't know. We don't know.
Not here.
Not here, but you know,
Yeah.
that's top. That's
But-
a conversation for another day.
Yeah, my son Harbaugh doing the thing. Like I end up, especially like random shit because the videos are short enough. I always end up watching all the Raven shit. So like they'll always post a post game speech and shit like that, and like the Wired and all that stuff. But Hollywood, so Hollywood is fucking cooking,
He is.
and even
Not
bouncing
according to
back
Bart
from-
Scott though. Which I don't know.
Bouncing
I
back
didn't
from
know
the-
there why he
yeah.
said that.
Bouncing back from the Lions game was big, and I listened to the Ravens podcast. They do the lounge, and they usually have players and stuff like that. And he's not someone who shies away from the criticism or anything like that. Like he was ready to talk about it, and it was after the Broncos game, and then he was like, "Yeah, I knew it off rip," and he was like, "I dead ass kept watching the shit, like the drops over and over, to where Lamar had to tell me to stop." And he's like, "I knew what it was. Like he's like, I grew up in the internet era, so like I understand what trolls are." He's like, "I just hate that I can't like clap back at them like I would like." But he's like, I knew what it was, and I think the biggest thing is really going into the like people we brought in for the wide receivers, like our new wide receivers coach, and like our pass game specialist, I guess. I can't remember the names right. It's like Keith and some other thing. I don't know. I can't remember the names, but anyway, they made a big impact, and they were talking about it and basically getting him to understand where it's like, yo, your next day in the NFL is not promised, so why the fuck don't you just sell out every time? Like, and I feel like that's the difference now. And they were talking about like fighting for every yard after a catch, and that's what you see him doing this season. You see, like he's not just diving or getting out of bounds, and he's even like, yeah, like he was like, I was healthy, and then he was like, I had the hamstring in training camp, so I wasn't playing. Like I was playing hurt going, and then after the hamstring, I had an ankle, but I'm not using that as an excuse anymore, and I'm still gonna be busting my ass every time, and you see it on the field. And y'all know me, I was criticizing the fuck out of Hollywood, and I still don't really think he's a one, but he straight up could not get open. And he is doing that now.
Yep.
Like, and Lamar is finding him. So it's great to see him play like that. Lamar's fucking phenomenal. 454, the highest QBR with 400 plus yards ever.
Yeah. He played a hell of a game, especially from being down. And I think now that whole narrative, I think the most impressive part about the Ravens this season, more so than last year, is that they have been down in games and they have came back in games.
And they're doing it without the roster they had.
Well, right. But even aside from the roster they had, is that they're passing the ball more. Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? End of the day, these guys they're playing football, not just we're gonna run it down your throat, whatever. The record got snapped this week. Obviously, nobody gives a fuck about that shit. They were down 16 points, and they came back and they won the game.
The first game in Indianapolis Colts history that they lost being up 16 points, either going to the fourth or at halftime.
Yeah.
The power of Peyton Manning.
Insane.
And Phillip Rivers.
Yep. So
I mean, the team moved in '84. So since '84, they've never lost a game up 16.
Yep.
Johnny Unitas.
Was 100? I think it was 120 or 128 or some shit like that.
So honestly,
But yeah, I can't even. That's the thing. I can't even say that everyone played great. They just played. They outside of Lamar, like, and Mark Andrews, who shout out Mark Andrews. He was like, he balled out that game, and he was like, his grandma just passed, so that's why he was playing for her there. So love to see stuff like that of him really just putting on a show. He had career game. That was his reminding motherfuckers who he was this season game. And yeah, everyone else did not play great.
Why couldn't he do that
Everyone on the
next
offense
week?
did not, but Calais Campbell with it.
Calais Campbell. Oh my gosh.
Making fucking plays, man.
It's a big guy right there.
Yeah, it was the
block,
stop in the backfield.
The block is a stop in the backfield and then the block field goal right after.
Like
you can't.
Crazy.
That's what a good D lineman is supposed to do, man. Nigga made himself skinny, as the announcer said. I was like, yeah, nice.
It's crazy how a guy that big can slip through a space that small.
Because that's the thing. He's another like he's 300 plus pounds, but he's 6'8" and he's not wide, you know. And apparently, in that post game sheet, apparently one of the D tackles called them blocking a field goal. The guy he was like, I'm gonna take out the tight end, and one of y'all's gonna slip in between and block this fucking shit. So crazy. Shout out to Broderick Washington.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I didn't think Wentz played a bad game either.
They played well.
I
The
thought he
Colts
played a pretty decent
fucking
game.
well.
When he hit what's his face? Why am I blanking on the name right now? Was it Pascal? When they were driving late in the game, he hit him with like 4 seconds left, and then they called the timeout to kick the field goal. I was like, damn, like that's a winning throw right there, you know. And unfortunately, he
was looking like the Carson of old.
He did.
He wasn't looking like he wasn't looking like Mr. Two Sprains.
You know,
Respectfully, the Colts. They did everything they could to win that game. They just,
The offense played really well.
And Blankenship, I think his hip was fucked up.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say like that the whole situation was weird because he didn't even kick the first field goal, and then there was the penalty, right?
Yeah,
the offsides, and then he came back out, and I was like, all right, well, this is just. If he's hurt, he's hurt. If he's not, he's not. Like, I don't know why you're swapping him out, but, great game. Very entertaining. Let's see.
Primetime's been amazing this year.
Primetime has been
Can we please
absolutely
stop putting Ravens games on primetime so I can sleep?
No.
Please.
No, John.
Tell them to stop being good.
I wanted a blowout at halftime. It was a blowout the wrong way, but because we have Lamar Jackson, I was like, I guess I'll stay up and watch a little bit more.
I feel like the Ravens have been in at least like 3 or 4 over. It's only weeks. It's only up to now. It's only week 5. They've been against the Chiefs, them, the Raiders. So that's 3 out of 5 weeks.
No, you're saying primetime.
Oh yeah.
I want to say Chiefs have been in primetime. What?
Pat
twice.
Mahomes MVP season.
Ravens, Bills.
Twice
this week, and there wasn't in primetime any other time.
Nah, twice.
Oh, yeah, it evens it out, John. Don't worry, you'll be okay. Speaking of,
last thing I was gonna say, he's also on pace everything better than his MVP season. So put some respect on my son Lamar,
which is great. I want to listen.
He has more total yards than like
18 teams.
18 teams. It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
My team is in there as well.
Terrible.
18.
Not mine.
Insane. I thought both.
Don't we got the same record?
Yes, we do. We do.
But yeah, shout out to Lamar. I like he should be in that MVP conversation right there with Kyler.
That's right, big trust.
And now also Josh Allen again.
Joshine.
My son Lamar is doing what he needs to with the worst roster than both of those teams. So.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be LJ or Josh when it comes down to it. But that's all.
Speaking of Josh, I mean, good lord, he really went into Arrowhead and was like, "Yeah, this is my shit. I'm here,
bro.
I'm taking it."
Chiefs looking scary right now, but they're gonna get it together. I mean, like it's just like
Chiefs remind me of what the Nets were looking like last year, when niggas did not play defense, and that's why they were losing it.
Yeah,
and then
the Chiefs haven't been playing defense for years.
Yeah, the offense will pick it up, hopefully, right?
The offense has been looking shaky.
At some point, you're gonna regress to the mean. I was talking to somebody about this the other day. It's tough to be that dominant and to have those greater players and then to not like lose at some point. Like, think about it. When Tom Brady was winning all of those Super Bowls and when he lost his last one, he didn't go to another one for almost like I think it was like 8 or 10 years after that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that that's what's gonna happen to Mahomes and them boys, but you know what? There's gonna be ups. There's obviously gonna be downs. But the Bills right now, they look like, to me, I think they look like the best team in football. Aside from the Cardinals, aside from the Raiders, these niggas they've come out.
Raiders?
I think you meant Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said Raiders. I apologize. Yes, aside from the Ravens, you know what I'm saying? I think top to bottom, because their defense has been playing well. Their secondary
Tops
is
and
amazing.
bottoms. Yo, we already got off of that topic. Relax.
Anyways. Yes. All right. Thank you. Cool. Anyhow, but yeah, they just look better than everybody. Their secondary is amazing, you know.
That's the thing. Their run defense is coming around because just like I mentioned with the Chiefs before, you could always run against the Bills. Their secondary was always there.
Yep.
But you could run against them. So once they sort that out and shore that up, you know, it becomes that much more difficult. I just need this motherfucker to throw to Stephon Diggs when he wants to have these big ass games.
Yeah, you know, Josh Allen, that's how you can tell he's becoming a complete quarterback, is that he's just not always looking for Diggs. He's going to be looking for Sanders. He's going to be looking for Cole
Nah, he's
Beasley.
just looking for Sanders. That's it.
He's
Sanders is
not
getting
looking
like 20 fucking points.
for Sanders or Dawson Knox. That's it.
Dawson Knox. You know what I'm saying? So, that's that.
Nah, bro. It's
What about,
It
Speaking
sucks.
of the other shootout going on with the fucking Browns and the Chargers,
yeah.
Bro,
Justin
I still think
Herbert.
the Browns are going to be good. It's just like
bro. Baker got to get this shit together.
Yeah, I
Baker-
heard that. I didn't get to see it, but I heard Stefanski made a really bad call late in game because I saw people tweeting about it where they were like, "This is probably one of the worst."
I mean,
calls I've
even
seen."
still, Baker left so many throws on the field.
Yeah.
He left so many throws on the field.
Yeah, but but this is the problem. Like he's not they don't let him loose. They don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a majority running offense that they feature Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, which is fine. Like I don't mind it. That's how they win their games. But passing, they're not. I don't want to say they're not a threat, but you know, Odell Beckham Jr. had 3 targets. OBJ had 3 targets in a game where they scored 42 points.
Well, but isn't that also
greatest
kind of
decoy?
also on the
On Baker,
QB?
you could say
because we saw. We saw it was not this past
I
week.
thought,
but
I thought that was his point. That it's like Baker's got to do better and like
Yes.
you have a weapon.
Oh,
like
I thought you were talking
Right.
about.
This
a
is
weapon like
oh,
OBJ.
okay.
You
Yeah.
gotta get him the fucking rock.
This is what I'm
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, even a nigga like Odell, he might be in double coverage or he might be 1-on-1 downfield, but that's a dude you can trust 1-on-1.
F it, OBJ open. That's how you. That's
Yeah.
basically the mentality.
You know what I'm saying?
We
Like,
saw in the Vikings game when he missed OBJ. Literally, OBJ would have had a walk-in touchdown.
yeah,
Throws behind him. Like these are the throws that he's missing.
and it's
And it's not like he has a terrible wide receiver core. He has OBJ. He has David Njoku. Right? I believe is he off injured?
no,
list?
she's still
Jarvis.
hurt.
Jarvis still
Jarvis
hurt.
is still hurt.
But even still, it's not like they have slouches, and you still have Chubb out the backfield to toss to. Like
and Kareem Hunt. But I
And
mean, you have the
They
weapons.
also have Austin Hooper.
Yes, exactly. They also have Austin Hooper. You're indeed right. But yeah, honestly,
Their defense has to play better too, because that's another. They have all the pieces,
But,
they
yeah.
have probably outside of the Rams, I would say probably the best roster in the league,
yeah.
and they just like top to bottom, and they just need to play like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Baker, he's proven, not proven, but
He's a good enough quarterback.
Yes, exactly. I think he's a good enough quarterback that he'll get it together and he'll get Odell and the rest of these dudes when
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry comes back the ball. I mean, he got Njoku the ball. Njoku made some great plays. But Justin Herbert, I think like he is absolutely the truth. He's putting the league on notice right now.
civil rights leader Justin Herbert.
Yeah. Jay Herbo.
Jay Herbert, the guy.
Jay Herbo is
Jay
crazy.
Herbo.
Jay
There you go.
Herbo.
Hey man, look, that kid he is something special. And look, his talent alone, but this is what happens, as I've been saying before, when an organization surrounds their young quarterback with talent. Look what happens, his life is a lot easier. And sometimes those mistakes
That's it. They
are
started
turned into positive
they started
plays.
protecting him this offseason.
They start
Because
protecting him.
he had the weapons last year.
Yep. And it's like, it's just, you give a young
Bro.
quarterback like that, Austin Eckler, Jared Cook, Keenan Allen,
Well, hold on now.
Mike Williams.
Hold on. Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, and Mike Williams every 3 weeks. All right, because it's bullshit. That's why Mike Williams wanted to go off this week, and last week when I needed him against the Raiders, he wanted to be a ghost. Same with Jared
Robert
Cook.
Woods.
Jared Cook, that was a no-show this week, but the week before against the Raiders, boom, big game. I hate it here.
Hey, man, listen. All I'm saying is Justin Herbert is the fucking goods. Justin Herbert is like, he's amazing. Like, you can make the argument after this season that he would have been a top 5 quarterback this year, and I wouldn't even be mad at it at all.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like one. You know,
I mean,
video game shit right now,
realistically, what is the top 5? The top 5 is Allen, Mahomes,
in no particular
Lamar,
order.
no order.
Joshine,
Not
Mahomes.
Nick, not Brady and Rodgers out of the conversation. Of course, them niggas will be in any top 5 in the past, like, you know what I'm saying. But out of the young niggas, like,
well, I would have. All right, so young people,
yeah,
a top 5 of young Kyler,
Pat, Lamar,
Yep.
Josh.
Herbis.
nah, I'm missing one. I feel like we missing.
Oh,
somebody.
we're just saying top 5.
No, I feel like we're missing somebody.
Oh, I mean,
Because my thing is, I think Burrow is great, but he doesn't have the line.
Not yet.
you're either at
I think
Burrow.
Burrow's great. I
Burrow
think
or
he's playing
Baker.
like it. He just doesn't have he doesn't have the line for it.
I'm trying to go
He's still
by
running for his
division.
life a lot.
All right, so then your questions are Burrow, Baker. Whether it's Trey Lance or
Another
Jimmy
young
G.
one? Another young one? I don't think there's another young
Actually,
one
no, Jimmy
after,
G's not young.
before Herbert.
Nah,
I think that's
so.
it.
Nope,
I think it's
that's
those
it.
And
five.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like niggas that's like under 30. That would probably be like the under 30 list. Mahomes.
I'd say under 26.
Well,
Because I think Mahomes' oldest is 25. I think.
Baker-
I think he's.
Baker
I
up
think
there,
he's.
too.
I think he's the old. Him and Allen. I think are the oldest of them.
I think it's him and Baker.
Yeah, Baker
Well,
kind
Baker's
of
not
Allen's a
there. Well,
little bit younger.
Baker. I wouldn't put in that top 5.
I know, but I think that generation I'm talking about. I think
Like they're like 25, 26. Nobody's older than 27 though,
No.
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Well, my team is hurt.
And my team is we're building. You know what? I was upset about.
Y'all are putting some second halves together now. All you
That's
gotta do
the
is make
problem.
it a whole
We
game.
gotta
That's
figure
it.
out to not
Yeah.
come out slow in the first half, and we'll be okay. Because second half Jets,
That's the plight of a young team, though, right?
second half Jets is looking like third quarter Warriors from a few years ago. but but you know, look. Zach Wilson needs to just make the easy throws. He left 2 key throws on the field that were like, yo, bro, you got to make that. And you saw, like, with Matt, you saw the difference between a rookie quarterback and a seasoned vet in Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan makes the throws, right? He gets the ball in those spots. He gets the ball out of there. He throws the ball away. You know,
Sorry.
but
Oh my, she bodied the shit out of her.
damn,
The other thing I was going to say
she
is
blew the transition layup.
oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
what
See,
was
this
it?
is what the WNBA needs. More like fisticuffs.
Is Skylar Diggins the Chris Bosh of that team?
What do you mean? Chris Bosh of the team.
Of that team? Because you have Tarasi, Griner, and then Skylar.
I would say Skylar's the second best.
Better than Griner?
Then Griner, yeah.
Really?
I mean, Griner's great,
She's fucking dominant. She had,
but she's just
I
taller.
think she had 27 and 11 last game. Like, she's dominant.
Yeah, I
as
think she's
fuck.
just tall. I would take if I had to take
But,
somebody,
like,
I'm
that's the
taking
thing, 'cause
Skylar.
They can, because at any point, if one of them takes over, it's going to be tough sledding.
Oh gee, oh my gosh.
Yeah, she was ODing.
Ew. Bitched
Definitely
her
called
out.
her the
Final
N-word.
shit, my boy.
She called her a nappy-headed O. That's what happened.
And then she probably called her a Becky. We are currently watching the WNBA finals right now. If you guys haven't figured out, but where are we? Where were we before this?
Anything else about your teams?
No.
Nah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
hopefully the Giants just get healthy.
Yeah, that's like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney is like get him the rock and hope he doesn't punch anyone.
Why does his
Yeah.
teeth look like that? They scare me.
Florida.
Whenever he does an interview, especially when he has the skull cap on.
Word of my
he
boy
scares me.
Charlemagne. The craziest people in the world are from Florida and the Bronx.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
honestly,
weirds me
but
out
he
with
looks
that.
great though, which is crazy because the first 2 seasons, first 2 weeks, I'm just like, where the fuck is this guy? Then
What
he
was it
comes out.
getting him the rock?
Yeah, there wasn't.
They're talking about he's apparently
Yo.
someone who was like a big Florida fan called it as well, and they're just like it's very Tyreek Hill-esque with him.
He was just getting open and just getting the rock, which is great because we need a receiver like that. Somebody said that our fucking what the fuck is his name? Our fucking the backup quarterback for the Giants. Why am I blanking on his name?
Oh, Mike Glennon.
They said Mike
I got
Glennon.
Mike Glennon. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, it was Mike Glennon. They said Mike Glennon is built like a nematode, and I never laughed harder in my life.
Hey, well, come on now, because as we know, nematodes are people too.
Yes. And I laughed so fucking
Can
hard.
that be a button? We were all very
Mike
good
Glennon,
at that.
Yeah, Mike Glennon is built like remember the dude from SpongeBob who like has the head thing? Remember when he ripped off his head and it was like his
Oh,
head was so
Kevin?
skinny?
Wait,
His
rip
head
up
was so skinny. Like SpongeBob was like flipping out and then ripped like he was like ripped his head off and it actually came off and they're like what? And it was like his head was so skinny he had like an adapter to make him look like a normal fish. Y'all don't know what I'm talking
The
about?
only time I remember SpongeBob ripping off somebody's like thing was like the Kevin episode where they rip off the crown,
Hi,
but it was actually
Kevin.
part of his head.
Yo.
I like Kevin.
That's gonna be me at Barclays at the home opener.
Yeah, I know.
Hi, Kevin.
The
That was me at
thirst.
practice at the park too.
Whatever.
Wow.
Rest of the NFL. I don't think I have anything else. I was watching a lot of football on Sunday.
This shit.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
yes.
this.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I remember.
Oh my God, this
Yep,
nigga
yep.
John is
That's how Mike Glennon is built.
like you actually must be stopped.
Human touch is crazy.
Yeah. Is it time?
I believe it is.
It's time.
Prime time.
Nice. Welcome back, everybody, to this week's edition of Primetime Picks, featuring your boy Worldwide West. So I ain't gonna lie, last week was a little rough for everybody, except for Justin. Justin had a really good week. He went 3-1.
I did.
You did.
He's
Wow.
back in it.
You did. So right now at the top, John and I are tied at 10-10, and
Yes, sir.
JT and Matt 9-11. Crazy. So we're basically all tied up. But let's see what happens after this week. We got a couple good ones. So first up, I already know what John's going on this. We got the Chargers at the Ravens.
Do you even need to ask?
Yeah. I don't.
Ravens every week, baby.
Wow.
And LJ we trust.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna
And
go
LJ we
Baltimore.
trust.
I'm going with Baltimore too. I kind of am feeling this, Lamar for MVP agenda.
Let a black QB have 2 MVPs, dog.
It's tough.
Oh, buddy, give me the Justin Herbert.
Ooh, that's tough. Take the over. Take the over.
Yeah.
Take the over.
With
Is this in
defense
Baltimore or in LA?
It's at the bank.
It's at the bank.
It's at
Let's
the,
go.
It's at the bank. It's at the bank.
Woo woo.
Whoa, Maddie, what's up?
I'm putting this card in defense mode. I gotta go with the Ravens.
Nice. Nice.
Gotta protect my.
Okay.
So you're not gonna floop the pig, is what you're saying.
All right. So we got the 5-0 Arizona Cardinals at the Kevin Stefanski Cleveland Browns. Check the weather before this one. I'm going with
Yeah.
Cleveland.
I think I don't see the Browns. Hopefully the Browns don't drop. Wait, the Browns won 2 weeks ago. They lost.
They lost last week. They lost.
I thought they beat the Vikings last week. Last week wasn't the Vikings game?
Didn't they win that?
No, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was making sure.
Yeah.
I thought,
All right.
I thought you said he lost. I thought you said they lost.
All right,
it.
so yeah, so we're not. I don't see the Browns losing 2 in a row.
Okay.
Baker and them boys at home.
Yeah, give me the Browns.
The Browns.
The Browns. Justin.
Which game is this again?
Arizona at Cleveland.
What time?
This is a 4:00 game.
You know what? Kyler's going 6-0. Let's go.
That's
Ooh,
tough.
That's tough.
Let's go. Let's go. Black quarterbacks,
Interesting.
Except Lamar.
except Lamar.
Oh man. This next one should be interesting. We got the Grudenless Raiders
Damn.
at the Denver Broncos.
Give me the Broncos.
The
Is
Broncos.
Teddy? Do you have any word on Teddy?
He played last week.
Oh, I'm bugging then.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton balled out.
Honestly, teams do well after with the new coach. Usually
See-
they bounce back.
And I was thinking that, but I feel like this situation is a little bit different because of the circumstances as to why he was fired. It wasn't because of performance as to why he was fired.
Yeah.
Yo,
But still, they just played like shit. But
Raiders every week.
That's what
Excuse
I'm
me?
saying.
Oh my God.
gross.
Give
That's
me
wild.
Oh shit! I guess we're not getting the Gruden bobblehead anymore. Good thing we didn't order it that day.
Oh God,
Oof,
please,
yeah.
yeah, that would have aged terribly. We would have had to put a
No,
big
we
fat
just
X
get
on it.
we just get Buccaneers Gruden.
It might be worse.
Ring of Honor,
if
Ring of Honor.
these were the emails he sent 10 years ago, imagine 20 years ago.
Oh shit.
not the dial-up racism.
The dial-up emails, John. Who you rocking with, my boy?
Oh fuck. Who is it again?
Broncos,
It's Broncos, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I just was trying to remember.
AFC West
who the Raiders
matchup,
are
baby.
playing. Ah,
A surprisingly strong division too.
fuck.
And Broncos coming off I thought a game that they thought they should have won.
You know what?
in Pittsburgh.
Give me the Broncos.
Nice.
There you go.
Because whenever I bet on the Raiders, things don't go well. So that's the only reason.
Maddie, what's the word?
Raiders every week.
Raiders every week. I love to see it.
Apparently, the new coach's last name also starts with a G, and apparently he's the guy.
Like, for the Raiders?
Yeah,
It's not like special teams person, right?
Yeah, but
Why is it always a special teams person that always
Again,
takes over?
Yeah, I
I've been
don't
listening
know.
to a lot of Pat McAfee, and they were talking about it. And they were like, part of the reason why that helps is because special teams has to know everyone.
Ah, yes.
They're like, so they know, like, the offensive guys that just work the offense, shit like that. They're like, special teams guys have to know everyone.
This is true. All right, last game. We got the Buffalo Bills at the Tennessee Titans.
Bills.
Bills, but Bills.
I've been
Bills.
telling y'all
Bills.
about them Titans.
Listen, I don't think the Titans are gonna win this one, but them niggas be so inconsistent that I think they gonna cover this game. But I'm gonna go with Buffalo regardless, though.
Let's say, wasn't this a primetime game last year?
It was
Bills Titans.
It was, and the Titans won.
And the Titans, and I remember Josh looked terrible. But I don't know if he's gonna look terrible. Yeah, give me the bill. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Not even the Oklahoma Sooners.
No, not even the Oklahoma Sooners. No.
Jesus, y'all are funny. All right, well, yeah,
That's a good game.
This is this. Oh, you talking about the finals? Yeah. Well, that's this week.
I have a chance to really make up some ground because I'm opposing like two of you guys. You guys went chalk
Yeah,
in two of those picks.
basically. So we gotta, it is what it is. We gonna see what's going down.
What are the standings?
John and I are 10-10, and you and Matt are 9-11. Yep.
Rough.
Freedom Tower. All right.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And yeah, tune in next week. See who's up.
Yay. So with that, we've wrapped up sports, and it's time for the anime book clubs. You're doing it so I don't have to do it in post?
Nah. It's just it was just a timing. I was waiting for you to finish talking for
Thanks.
the.
Gotta let the track breathe a little bit.
Respectfully.
Yeah. Indeed. Sometimes you gotta just let it breathe.
This one,
All right.
this show that we're doing, unfortunately, doesn't have anime titties. Well, kind of a little bit, but
There's absolutely
there's
no
nothing bigger than a
animators.
C cup, which is very depressing. But the show must go on.
Good show, though.
Very good show.
I
Very
like
good
it.
show.
Oh, now you're saying it's a
Yeah,
good
now
show.
he's
Well, now it's just
He's
some
come to terms.
Well, it's some clarity now, finally, because
Yeah,
I was absolutely lost for the first three episodes, but now
Now you know what the
episode
fuck
46,
is
now
going
I know
on.
what's
He's
going on,
invested.
so now it's good. All right, so let's get to it. Episode 4. All right, we got old boy Takizawa heading to the what do you call it? One of the missile sites, and some weird stuff happens.
Dude, I was so confused. I was
some-
like, is he fucking going crazy? Is he superhuman?
I don't know, and it looked like he knew those little creatures too.
Yeah.
he was
Calling
playing with them.
Yeah. Calling them Johnny,
Yeah,
which we come later seems to be a term.
Oh my god, that's
There was a lot going on in that beginning scene, and like with the movie stuff, we saw a movie poster, that Cold Blue shit when we was looking at what's her name?
we were looking at Saki
Yeah,
in the house.
That movie poster in the background. I feel like it's either a real movie or it's another thing that's going to be relevant later on. Then we get the thing they're talking about it. When they were talking about it, I thought they were talking about Akira.
yeah. The
I
movie
put
that they were talking about. Yeah.
I
like,
put that in my
Yeah,
notes.
I
I was
thought
like,
they were talking about
Akira
Akira.
And
reference? Question mark.
Quadrophenia.
seems so trippy because he falls off the fucking thing and you have the little things that's
It's
like
a
hopping.
missile.
On
I feel like he probably they did it for Akira, but they're gonna say whatever. Let's see what
I
the
think-
fuck is
I
called.
Whatever movie is in that reality.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I think
Quadrophenia was not an animated movie. It was a
Oh, so it's a real life movie.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It seems to be a musical about London motorcycle gangs.
interesting.
Yeah, it's Grease 2, but in London.
Oh,
Uh,
yep. It sounds
Yeah.
yeah.
bruv.
But
yeah,
it definitely was given straight Akira vibes.
I thought so too.
Yeah,
I think we got enough Akira reference with his actual name or what he goes by anyway. So.
that the
That's
missile
true.
sites, everything going else on with
Yep.
that, like it
There
just
we go.
the destruction in the town.
But now he goes to go search for other I was about Celicow,
Celiso.
Selisao.
Celestao, that's what I've been saying.
It's a Brazilian word. Well,
I would say there was
not
a lot-
Brazilian, Portuguese. Sorry.
There was a lot of like
Portuguese,
little
what does it mean?
contildes and whatnots
So
in there.
Oh, you're in
uh,
Google Translate.
yeah, I can. Yeah,
Um,
give me a second.
Anyways.
Also, those little skull things reminded me of like human versions of the like little forest spirits from Princess Momonoke. If you guys, for those who know,
Studio
you
G
know.
shit. Well, yeah.
the little sport, Forrest Jones. Yeah,
But yeah,
this
now
motherfucker's too trusting.
he is. But yeah, you kind of have to be when you don't got no memories, you know.
Yep.
But yep, he goes to search for other Celesau, winds up at a hospital, you know, and was like, "Yo, I want to talk to the director." He ordered an MRI machine. You know how I know that? Because I'm a Celesau. Tell him the Big Don is downstairs.
Not like the lady at the front desk knew that even.
No,
She was,
yeah, no,
she was
yeah.
like, all right, I guess.
He's like, "Yo, tell him the Big Blood is downstairs. You gonna know."
And then I guess it's
Then the Big Blood actually called him. And
He said red pill or blue pill.
both. Yeah.
Nigga was knocked out
Yeah.
like a light. Hey,
Yeah,
like a light.
But then after that, then we get clarity as to what the terms of everything kind of
Yeah.
is.
Which is fantastic. I was like, all right, now I can enjoy the show. Now I know what the hell's
Now I
going
know
on.
What's happening?
Yeah,
But yeah, so in a nutshell, the Celesau are basically just like 12 Spec Ops people that are tasked with saving.
I don't think they're Spec
Japan.
Ops people because they're regular ass dudes.
Nah, Spec Ops.
They're not.
Spec Ops.
They're
They're part of an elite corps.
They're not an elite corps.
not.
That's
They're
the
just-
thing.
it's just random
They're
niggas, bro.
Yeah, they're random
motherfuckers.
people.
They're not an elite corps at all.
But they're not.
This is
Are
a
they-
giant game.
But
this
they are
is like,
different than
Yeah.
regular people.
it's like the Hunger Games,
don't
but
know.
just you don't have to kill each other.
No,
You
they-
just
they-
gotta just figure out. You gotta figure out the puzzle of the game, bro. That's it.
Yeah,
But
they're
niggas
different.
die anyway, though.
They're
Niggas do.
different.
Yeah, it's like a horror movie plot from like the 2010s.
You know why they're elite? Because in the when they were explaining, right, the little robot or whatever was explaining, he said you were picked because you possess or have a certain set of skills
No.
that either you. He didn't say that.
Because you have basically, he was like, because you have the drive.
The
whether
drive,
you know it
yeah.
or not to do a thing.
You got the drive. You got that it factor. They
The
got
cop
the it
just
factor.
wanted the bread and was fucking bitches on the side.
Hey man, look, you got that it factor though.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe they had some form of potential.
Because remember, right
Yeah.
before he died in episode 3, wasn't he saying like, "Damn, like I used to
It
like
used to be about justice.
it used to
in
be
the
about
game, too.
justice,"
Yeah.
you know.
And then yep.
So I'm telling you, it factor.
But then after it gets explained and we learn about Mr. Outside and how everything actually goes,
Nah, not Mr. Right Now.
Mr. Outside is crazy. Mr. Worldwide.
shout out Andrew Cherry if you know, you know.
Yes, Mr. Outside. Yo.
But it's just funny because after that explanation, we're like, all right, the doctor sounds like he's on his way. And then he goes, oh no, he's like, he doesn't care about this. I'm just helping the people who I want to help directly. Like this isn't helping the entire country of Japan.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's like I don't have a ton of notes on that episode. It's literally that beginning scene and basically the end scene.
Yeah, basically. Because
Yeah.
I know once after that, and then we
But we
realized
got some
that the nigga
important
died.
plot points.
Yeah, that's just we get clarity on what the fuck is actually.
Yeah.
going
Well,
on.
we also get clarity on the supporter. I mean, we know
We get
I know we
yeah.
had a bit earlier, but the supporter is basically like he keep everybody in check.
We get clarity and more mystery because I still think now my theory is still in play of them getting someone from your life. Because even the doctor went, "Oh, you're the supporter." So in the first one, homie was killed by his wife. So was that a fake out? Was it a head fake?
No, that
And
was a fake because she just caught him cheating.
That's what I'm saying. Or was it the supporter? He also did run out of money.
Well, we don't know if
we don't know.
Nah.
Right. And then the dude who pulled up, is he the actual supporter? Or is it another thing that the supporter sends them?
Well-
Does the supporter even exist? Mr. Outside could be lying. We don't know.
Well, as I was gonna say, because he did say the supporter is also part of the Celesau.
Exactly.
He's just, the special guy in the Celesau.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to get the different perspectives. But yeah, hospital director got killed, axed out. End of
Yep.
episode 4. Shame.
Off
But-
screen though. That's the whack
Yeah.
part about it. I hate off
Right?
screen.
Like I want to see all the blood and guts.
Yeah, just so I know, because now
Right?
it's implied.
JoJo's got you paranoid now?
But JoJo's,
Motherfucker don't die directly. I don't know no more.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, nah, everything was on screen.
But so episode 5, get a little bit.
Started out crazy.
So this is also right after he meets with this is after the hospital thing. He's at another missile site, and he meets a NEET, not another NEET, but
Nah,
a
you
NEET.
skipped the fucking open scene.
What
What's
was
fake
it?
as death?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
crazy,
Like,
crazy.
who the fuck
joint.
is
that
this?
is true.
Clearly
That's
she's a
diet
Celesau.
diet as death.
First and foremost, I saw like the cutter thing on the thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, that's a really big cigar cutter. And then I realized,
Yep.
Oh, I didn't see
That's
it.
what when you're saying like, oh, you ruined it, and I was like, cigar cutter, dude, chained up, bleeding.
yeah,
I was like,
just,
all right,
I just saw
it's-
the body. And I was because I was
Yeah.
watching it on my phone at that point.
I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
she
that
done did
is-
the old snip.
yeah, cigar cutters are sharp, yo.
Oh yeah, they are.
Them joints can cut through. Whew, jeez.
But yeah, all right. So after we meet Diet as Death, Takizawa's back at another missile site. He sees a NEET.
Yep.
And he was like, "Yo, dude, you got some balls pulling up here. You know, what the fuck happened? You know, you sent us. Apparently, we get some insight as to the whole 20,000 neats thing.
Yep.
Right. He apparently sent them to
Dropped them in the middle of Dubai.
Dubai, and then he went to a work labor
Not
camp.
city Dubai though. Desert Dubai.
Desert Dubai.
They were in like some work camp or whatever, but it all worked out for the best, I guess, because the dude said, "Yeah, I'm getting married in like."
He was like, you helped us re-enter society. Like we were forced to talk and interact, or else we would have died. So he's like, you basically let us re-enter society. So I guess now, at this point, we sit here like, so there was a reason behind his fucking shit. It wasn't just him being a fucking
He didn't
menace.
kill him, so which is good.
So maybe he was going for the prize at that point, and his idea was to get this large group of neets, which is something that we talked about when we were doing Shimonetta, about like how the culture in Japan is like they don't even interact with people anymore. Like they had to try and teach people how to date and get people to do all these things because they just stay inside and just keep to themselves. So I guess his way was being like, all right, we're gonna reintegrate them into society and then try and boost the country up as a whole, which interesting foreshadowing. But yeah,
Not a bad plan. Not a bad plan.
I don't know.
But yeah, keep going. Now we get into like we focusing a lot on Takizawa. So Saki gets some pretty big Saki content in this.
Yeah. Learn more about her life.
Yeah.
On the job hunt, we see a little bit of her at-home life with her sister and the husband and the baby.
Yeah, it's rough because it's like she doesn't want to be a burden, and you know it's one of those things where it's like she doesn't want to ask for help or rely on people who've been taking care of her, even though they don't think about taking care of her as it. They're just like, why would we not?
Yeah.
Like, you're my
It's
sister.
like, yo, like you're my sister's sister, like not sister.
Why wouldn't
You're
I? My
you're my wife's sister. Like, of course I'm gonna take care.
Yeah.
You know. So and even when they said like, when she missed the job interview, he was like, yeah, like don't worry about it. Like I'm not my superior was upset, but like I'm not too upset at you. You know. So she's got a nice family, a loving home, but you know she still feels a little bit, you know how she does. But she goes to her job, doesn't get the job. I thought that was fucked up. The
That
whole
was
the
so
beef.
fucked
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the way the interview thing and then the beef bullshit.
Then again, it is Japan.
How
I know.
was bullying.
I was like, that was crazy bullying.
I'm telling you, bro, they different out there.
Nigga said, yeah.
According to
but she should have knew what it was from how the conversation.
Not for nothing. If I was on an interview and they like didn't talk to me and went to lunch, I would have like for an hour, bro. After 20 minutes, I would have been like, "This is a joke. I'm out."
I didn't pick up on that at first. I just thought they were just saying, "Oh yeah, go enjoy our cafeteria." I didn't know that she was supposed like they were offering to like eat lunch with her.
Yep.
But
and
even
then-
if they didn't, like that, if you just after a bad interview, you're gonna sit there and eat lunch.
I mean,
No, sir.
I'm not gonna sit there, but I might swipe a little stuff to go.
Yeah, or
Kinda
eat
hungry.
it quickly and leave.
Yeah,
I say beef bowl look valid
Beef
before,
bowl.
before they drop that joint.
you know.
I'm just saying.
But the interview is fucked up because it's like they asked her a question and they're like, "Oh, yeah, we're kind of looking for people that think outside the box, not with the group." It's like,
You know, she said she tells how
calls
she
her a
think it
sheeple.
is.
yeah, like
Sheeple.
okay, well, what the hell type of job is this then? That y'all don't want
exactly.
sheeple, even though you literally have the
And
two
I don't even
assistants are
think it was
sheeple.
outside of the box. I think it was more so like, "Oh shit, you were around the missile attacks. What was that like?"
I'm gonna say
You
it
sound
felt like he
normal
wanted a
person.
story, like he
Yeah.
wanted like some like crazy like yo, there was mutants with like 4 arms coming out
Yeah.
of the shit. Like
There's blood and gore everywhere. Like
if nobody died, like what the hell is the point? You know. But either way, I now understand what you guys at the point about the dude. Was it Osugi, the friend zone?
yeah.
That was rough. That was brutal.
Big friend
I'm not
zone.
gonna lie. That was brutal,
Seeing her on the
JT's real anime persona.
bro. That was brutal.
seeing her on the fucking motorcycle had to have got.
And I was crushed.
It was
was
a
rough.
freeze frame for me.
Yeah.
Like, it was
Nah,
just
that
like-
was-
it was like the bad.
Bro, and he was rushing and everything too to get there by 2
Should've
o'clock.
known.
Yeah, nah.
It was the way he rolled his eyes before, like when he was like, "So we're gonna go out to dinner tonight when we get other things." Like, yeah, like
Yeah, because she was on the subway or the train. They were
take
off the
a
train,
hint, my boy.
and she just said, "Mm-hmm," and he was like, "Yes."
He wasn't good at those.
He wasn't good. But so she pulls up with Takizawa because he wanted to apologize for not texting back, and then she basically
He's a good dude.
He's a good dude. He's a good dude.
And a lot of times, main characters are usually they're either like super clueless, like Black Clover shit with Asta, or they're like not good dudes. Like it's either a little like dark type shit, like with Eren, like shit like that, or they're just super clueless.
Yep.
But
He's very in the know.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
And
He's like he got the juice and he know it.
pretty much he listened to her vent and stuff like that, and her talking about like, damn, I ended up growing up with him as my brother-in-law, and he's done so much for me, and it sucks because like he's like, I love my sister and my niece, but like I'm in love with him.
Yeah, I was like, oh damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean,
So that's what she said. She said, and that,
Yeah, she said
yeah.
she's in love with him.
And it probably was just because
So
like
weird.
growing up being like, this is an attractive male figure who's done everything to like help me in every way, you know what I mean? So it's like an attachment forms that way. I don't think it's a real love. I just
Yeah.
think it's one of those things that she feels.
she's trying to just process
Bow,
shit.
chicka,
Pretty
wow,
much.
wow,
You're
chicka,
a
wow.
wild dude for that. And then right after that, he kisses her, and she was
That
just
was
like,
smooth as hell. That shit was
Yeah,
mad smooth.
I wasn't expecting that.
He
but-
knows what the fuck he's
Yeah.
doing. A protagonist that got some game.
You don't
We
see it
love to
often.
see him. You don't
Usually when you see them, they're like anti-heroes.
or it's a short anime, which
Yeah.
this is.
Yep. And then we move on to episode 6. Well, at the end of episode
yes.
5, he says, "Yo,
This was a really good ending
Oh, no,
for
it
an
was.
episode.
He's
Like
like, yo,
the whole
just
the
pull up to the
Saki
crib.
and Akira thing like that, and then going into fucking
Yeah, bro.
my son got snatched up by fake Esdeath.
Yeah, fake as death is still
oh
crazy.
no, my boy,
man,
I was feel, I,
The way
I
he
felt
has
for
a
my boy.
keychain of Saki.
Yeah.
That's
No, that
creepy
was
as
kinda
fuck.
weird.
That's weird.
yeah,
That's kinda weird.
it's
I didn't even
it's a
process
little
it was
weird.
him at first
Yeah,
when
but
he was drunk at dinner.
it was funny as shit that when he was at dinner and
Nah,
then
my
we
man
found
was out
we,
here going through it.
and
with
off the rip,
bottle.
I knew I was like, yeah, he took his man's because he was supposed to go with Shorty and then end up dubbing it. He's like, yeah, like 1 or 2 stars, nigga. We do that on the regular. I'm like, all right, my nigga, cool, whatever. Shit seems a little bit bigger than.
Miles invite me to it. He's like, yeah, I got a reservation. You trying to pull up?
Bruh.
Yeah, that's a fact. If I ask any of y'all to go to Hamilton on Tuesday, y'all know why.
Nigga said, yeah, nigga dropped 80,000.
We will discuss after. But remember, don't compare it to the original while you're there. Enjoy it for what it is.
Yo, well, yeah, that I know.
Wow.
It's just hard not to.
I mean,
But
of
anyway,
course, yeah. OBC versus everybody else, but go ahead.
Yeah, fake as death, man.
Died as
Right in
death.
episode 6, died as death. We gotta come up with a better name.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get there.
As death light. zero calories as death.
Light is crazy.
Oh boy, but yeah, no. As Death Light has kidnapped our friend zoned guy Osugi, and yeah, it's not looking good for my boy right now. Not looking good because he was on the brink of getting the old Johnny snipped off. But
Best
then,
quote of the day: "Stay here and feel ashamed."
nah, that was wild. I was like, "What do you mean ashamed? You kidnapped me. I was minding my business."
I'm not gonna lie, they must have tied that nigga up good for him to like been there for all those hours and still be there.
I want to know how he got to his phone.
I,
Well,
His
'cause he-
hands are stuck behind his back, and his feet are tucked under the chair
He tipped
So-
the chair over, and he's probably just,
until it fell out of his pocket.
yeah,
All right,
probably. Hey man, gravity. People be good at
That's
physics.
tough though.
It's tough. It's tough. But hey, when you're in a dire situation, you figure it out. But we also learn that she is also a Selisau.
Well, we knew that before when she was
Oh,
talking to
well, yeah.
Jews.
Jewies. Yeah, in,
Yeah.
in episode 5. He's
To
like,
get rid of
Jewies?
that body?
He's like, I did it again. Nah, her saying that.
Shucks.
it's like Jesus.
The crazy thing is, then you learn that she's done this probably 20,000 times.
It's crazy.
Yeah, she got
That's-
ahead a little bit, but yeah.
That's crazy.
Bro.
So now we learn from what the show comes from. Now we get into the club that Saki is in.
Yes.
What Eden of the East is.
Yep.
The members of this club, which I don't really remember all their names, like the one who looks old, the girl who looks old, who kept talking about like,
Forgot.
yeah, I
Wang
don't know her
Bang-
name, but
the Wang
it was,
Bang Doodle.
it was just funny. She says when she was not his when she said his personal 44 Magnum.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was jokes. And then I just thought it was funny when the little homie that went out to dinner with Osugi talking about no one who has a dog is evil, and then I'm just thinking about all the prison school. No one who has an ass man.
Yo, that's a fact. It
No one who has
can't be
ass
all
man is
that.
all bad.
Can't be all bad.
No one who likes crows can be bad. No one who likes sumo can be bad.
Yeah.
But why was man just posted up inside the drawer like that?
Because he's a creep.
Talk
you know what I'm saying?
about a neat.
Like,
yeah,
right there.
That
He's a
nigga
neat.
is a neat.
Yeah, and,
inside of a neat.
But
Neatception.
also the dude with the glasses. His name is Hirosawa. He reminds me of the Quincy dude from Bleach. The dude with the glasses from Bleach.
Right.
But
He kind of reminds me of is it Tenzo? Yeah,
the
isn't
show.
it Tenza Ida from My Hero?
yes.
He kind of reminds
And
me
his
of that.
character design? Yeah.
Yep.
But now we understand the purpose of the club. We actually Eden of the East being that like image search thing, but it's also like a social network in a way because all the information is like to get access to it, you have to put information in about someone. So like it's almost like a crowdsourced Google Lens, which is really cool when you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the application they had, and they were like, and it ended up kind of being a dating app because people are putting in all this information about people and stuff like that.
And you give you everything
Yeah.
that you need to know.
And then now we get to the twist, and it goes from, again, foreshadowing from the earlier episodes where the doctor isn't telling Akira about what he was like before he lost his memories.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like, I'm not going to let you know what you did. I don't really want to tell you how you were because what you're doing now seems different and the way you are seems different. So lean into that.
And he also
So
didn't
now-
tell him about the kids either. Because Akira asked him, he was like, yo, did I actually kill the kids? And he was like, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah. And so now if it goes from the episode before where it seemed like his whole thing was trying to reintegrate Neats into society, now he's talking to the Eden of the East group and is like, all right, we're going to do the fucking opposite. We're going to make them basically bow down to us and make them come to us, especially after what Saki had to deal with.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, like we're like when the boss says to people that the shoulders of society will fall upon.
Right.
So they're like, fuck it, we're going to make society come to us, which is kind of admirable, honestly.
Niggas got funding now.
Talk about thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
And then they also lean into that fact that he's not one of them. When Hirosawa was like, I don't know, like I kind of don't want to do it because my thing was like, I'm a NEET and I was fully, but I know I'm not the number one NEET, so I was fully prepared to support them. And they're like, you're not. You're funny, you're personable, you're confident when you talk to people, especially girls, like stuff like that. He's like, you're everything that we would want to be. So he's like, I find it hard that you're trying to relate, but he was like, this is how we'll change Japan.
It should be. It's very interesting. Like the whole facet of like what the group was trying to do. Like literally starting as like a recycling group, and these niggas like fucking transformed into something crazy. Like
There's some wild coder.
Yeah,
That's usually how it goes, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Osugi going forward because he's also like one of the niggas in the group. And yeah, honestly, like now they got funding from Takizawa, and once these niggas had the little handshake agreement and whatever, and
Yeah, like I have it written down, like they're using society's hatred of NEETs to force the older generation's hand to treat the younger people better.
yeah, and now it's like we're gonna see in the next 5 episodes how they're gonna figure this shit out because shit's done. So
Yeah. Fake, and then at the end, again, fake as death, we found out she's a CEO, and then she is known as the Johnny Hunter. So
Johnny
can you
Hunter.
look up what a Johnny means? Like, I guess in
It's a-
Japanese slang or whatever?
Isn't it just penis?
yeah, that's what I
Are
thought.
we
too.
just going with context clues here?
That's what I thought.
So
too.
why was he calling the skull things Johnnies?
I don't know.
So that's why I'm like, is it a slang term for just like a certain type of guy? Like, I
Dicks?
want to know.
Is it slang for dicks?
But yeah, but her doing 20,000 is crazy. Like you mentioned earlier.
Those are
like, now we're
definitely
doing
not.
a-
Those are definitely not rookie numbers.
facts.
Yeah. Well, Urban Dictionary says Johnny's a condom, which I feel like I've heard. But
That's why I said look up Japan
That-
with it.
yeah.
Yeah, Japanese slang or whatever. Either way,
20,000. What does she do with them?
well,
And, like,
He
why?
just puts them on the roof to be eaten by crows, apparently.
I was saying, then like why? Like I would like to know like why she
there's
is
so
doing
many
this.
questions about this character, like why she's a sell. Like she clearly isn't doing anything positive with her money. And then like her, and we know she's clearly a cutthroat CEO after she says, "Get me a secretary that speaks Cantonese and French," and went, "All right, don't come back here to the one she had
Like
before."
like, you can go home today and honestly take the rest of your career off. Like oh shit,
crazy.
Also, we met another Salasao. Works at the military base,
Yeah.
but we don't
So,
get it. We don't get a name.
no,
Yeah,
context.
Glasses Man. That's what I have. Was he the
Shot
real?
Glasses
Was he the real person behind the missile attack?
It could. Oh well,
He could be.
he could be because
He was there. Yeah.
Oh.
Especially after the information came out about the missiles being where they were from, when he accidentally got Jules to bully the prime minister.
Can we also talk about how
He also might be the supporter.
Takizawa was dead, just like just shooting the breeze with Juice, and he was like, "Yeah, at some point, I kind of want to make the prime minister just say the word uncle." But like, obviously, we understood the context of what he was saying.
Yes.
Who watches the dudes?
Put on Channel 8.
She said,
Uncle.
Niggas step up and
That's
nigga,
the
all,
only thing he said at the podium. Uncle.
all these fucking allegations. Uncle.
Which is crazy, like how fast Juice works with
Yeah.
Dude, this shit is
anything.
insane. Like, who the fuck is a supporter?
And who is Juice? Juice.
I'm thinking, I don't think Juice is like AI anymore.
No, I don't think so.
No,
I thought it was
it's
an
real-
AI. I thought it was
Well,
like Jarvis.
well, they said that
You know?
she's a concierge or
Yeah,
whatever.
I thought it was
It's a
Concierge.
I thought it
concierge.
was like a virtual concierge, like Jarvis. like for Iron Man.
Yeah, no, I
But
understand.
now I think it might be a person.
But like, how did things just happen so
So fast,
quick?
dog.
Like even when the what is it,
Did
number
you guys
4?
watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Nope.
Making me feel like the blonde chick's character, who she actually is. I forgot her name. She runs the underground
Oh,
thing.
she was running the art gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how she has like basically ends up being the connection for all of that.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those where it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, she runs the entire behind the scenes world.
Yeah. What if Dewey's is the actual Mr.
Outside?
Outside?
Could be. That would be a nice twist.
But I doubt it would be. That feels a little bit too obvious. But no, it's like you even see like when what's it, number 4, the detective that ends up dying, the cop, when he gets into that scuffle in the alleyway, and he has the support unit come and shoot the people like just instantly.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, we're quick.
I don't know, man. Shit is crazy.
But yeah, that's all I got for episode 6. I thought, some good stuff here, and we're primed to find out some more.
So you got 5 episodes left, I think.
We do.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
And we also still need to figure out why he cut his memory. What did he not want to remember?
Yes.
And
It's a
maybe,
lot of questions.
and is this a way for him to avoid the supporter?
Yeah. Because that's the thing. Like, the thing can't tell if he's a supporter. He could be. I don't think it's pretty, like, it feels like it's leaning towards he definitely isn't, based on how the doctor got killed and stuff like that, and him reacting going, you are the supporter. But we really don't know a lot.
What if Homegirl's a supporter?
Who?
What's the face?
The CEO?
CEO?
What if Saki's a supporter? Well, we wouldn't know.
Saki's not the supporter.
She's not a supporter.
I don't think so.
Nah,
You don't think they go that far left field?
She not
think so.
built like that.
Yeah.
This girl literally wrote on a note of pastries, "Leave me alone." Yeah, she's not the supporter. She
I
not.
thought you were gonna say the CEO at first.
Nah, I think
I don't
that's
think
like
she's
that
it
right
either,
now.
but
Right
I definitely
now,
don't think Saki's this.
right now, that's the obvious choice.
That would be wild.
I mean, that
I
would
think
be a
the
twist.
only other twist that would
The
be
move.
crazy of a supporter is if the dude with the glasses was a supporter. But I don't see that being either. But if Saki
don't
was a
know.
supporter,
I don't
that'd
think
be
we.
insane.
I don't think we met the supporter yet.
I
To
don't
be
think
honest,
so either. I mean, again, like that's the guy at the base. I really think he either did the missile strike,
Yeah.
or he's the supporter. That's
Which-
my theories currently.
Which leads me to believe that these next couple episodes are going to be super plot heavy.
Yeah, this definitely feels like this feels like all right. We're going into the second phase of the show.
Second
So,
phase of
I'm
the
excited.
MCU. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right, anything else, guys?
Nope, that's it.
No.
That is it for Anime Book Club. So for next week, watch another 3 episodes again. So 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, and that's it for us this week, episode 110. Make sure to follow us at Saratobi Sports on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, do all the stuff. Tell a friend and tell a friend. And you guys can follow me on Twitter at Offended Narwhal. Guys,
Word to the wise, don't be racist, man, or homophobic, or transphobic, or did I miss one? I think I missed something, or misogynistic.
there you go.
Yeah, don't do that shit.
Just be a better person,
Yeah, just be nice, love people.
pretty much.
But what if I hate people?
Well, you're the person that said nematodes are people too, so
Yeah,
I don't-
nematodes.
Yeah,
Which means nematodes are also a thing I hate.
wow.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of contradictions here.
It is, but you know what? That's the beauty of this show. All I got is this.
Nice.
We'll catch y'all next week.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion, champion, champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion, like a champion.